Welcome to Cups and Courage, the podcast. Today's guest is Nevo. Nevo was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2012. She had a lumpectomy followed by radiotherapy. She now works as an image consultant and stylist, empowering other women who've gone through breast cancer with her styling tools. Cups and Courage, the podcast. Welcome, Nevo.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I'm really looking forward to this conversation. As a tradition, we ask our guests to bring in their biscuit of choice. So I know yours is in here. I'm slightly nervous. I'm not going to lie about this one. Okay?
Really? Why?
Nevo.
Yes, what is in there?
No, well, you can have one and then I'm going to have one.
Oh, yes.
So tell me what this choice was.
This is a beetroot and something cracker. I saw the packet and I thought, from M&S, and I thought, oh my God, this looks very, very good and looks healthy. And I love beetroot as well.
Right, I'm gonna try it.
It looks quite easy. I mean, just snap it.
Snap it. Okay, this could go one or two ways. Just one of us
crunch?
needs to talk.
I know.
Okay.
Crunch and speak.
I see why you bought it. Actually, it would be nice with a dip, right? Do you think
you can dunk, or you can just take a little sip without slurping.
Oh, okay. To wet the palate. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And soak the biscuit.
I don't hate them.
It's not bad though.
No, I'm going to leave half there though. Save it for later.
Yeah, so we can continue talking. Yes. Yes.
So never.
You're quite crunchy.
That's it. They are crunchy. The second tradition we have. We ask our guests what their own definition of courage is. And so it's quite a big question to go in there. But I'm asking you, what's your own version of courage?
Courage. That word. What do I think? My version of courage is encountering challenges and still moving through them. It's having, again, the courage to move forward, to do things even when you're afraid. So when I'm afraid, and I know that whatever I'm going through is going to be beneficial for me to sort of get through, then I just move on, because having fears and not taking action, even when you know that something good is going to come out from that action, would be madness, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just doing the difficult thing.
It's just doing it. It's just getting on. Just doing it.
Keep moving through.
I know it's not always easy to just. It's easy for everyone to say, "Oh, just do it," but that's not always possible. So you go with a great trepidation and what if this happens? What if that happens? But at the end of the day, courage for me is blitzing through or walking through.
Yeah, I hear that.
The challenges.
Thank you.
That I encounter.
So, Nevo, there are two kind of angles of your brilliance that you're kind of bringing today. Okay, so one of them is that you are a survivor yourself. You have lived experience of breast cancer. So, in 2012, you were diagnosed. You had a lumpectomy and radiotherapy.
Yes.
The other side of you that we're talking about today as well is the fact that you are an image consultant and stylist.
Yes.
And so I'm interested about how those two worlds have collided, really.
Yes. I've always been an image consultant and stylist, even from when I was little, before I knew there was a term for it. And I had just clients doing the colors, doing the style, wardrobe orders and all that. And when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and then having had the operation and the radiotherapy, and I think what really flipped it for me was on the first day I was going for my radiotherapy session, I was advised anyway prior to that time to cover up because it was midsummer. It was sort of like mid-August to mid-September. And I was told that people had different reactions to radiotherapy, broken skin, this, that, and the other. And that I had to, ensure that I protected myself from the sun because the radiation does damage to the skin. And so my mind, covering up, was on the first day wearing a wide brim hat, wearing a lovely white lace dress, it's kind of midi, had some wedges on, I had a pair of sunglasses on. To the onlooker, this person, I could have been on the French Riviera.
Yeah, I was going to sound like on a movie set.
that was the overall look, but that was not my intention, because I thought a hat, cover up, long dress, cover up, wedges were just for style, sunglasses again, protection. And when I stepped out of the tube station, Warren Street, because I was going to UCL, or Macmillan Centre, I stood out there waiting for the lights to change so I could cross over. And after a few moments, I felt eyes. And then it dawned on me, oh my God, these people were looking at me and looking at how I appeared. And they had and it dawned on me that they had no idea what I was going through. They've just seen someone, with her hat, dress, and wedges and sunglasses. The individual items were just the items, but together they were quite impactful. And they looked at me in admiration. And then I thought to myself, look, around you, there are people going about their everyday business. What could be going on in their lives? And at that moment, it occurred to me that we as human beings would judge people
with our eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just judge. We just pass judgment without even thinking, without understanding, without knowing the people or what they're going through. And I kind of made a mental note to say to myself, judgment, I think we need to stop that.
Yeah.
At least, curtail that sort of impulse to just judge people. Anyway, I crossed over, got to the hospital. My team there exclaimed at how, good I looked. And I thought to myself, these people knew what I was going through. They said this. The ones outside didn't know what I was going through, but they thought that. So these things together, it'd be quite useful for people going, through change, all kinds of change, illness, anything else, to just have a way of empowering themselves using styling tools. And that was how that sort of came about. And the sort of next step that really solidified that thought in my mind was after my radiotherapy session, when I then attended some support groups. I saw that they spoke, they invited guests to speak on exercise and diet, but they never spoke about or thought about helping people with reconnecting with their bodies. Because depending on the severity of treatment, there is, possible dissociation from the body. And no one was thinking or talking about that. And I, inquired about that, and it wasn't something that was done at that time.
Why do you think that is? Because it seems like such a clear as day. I can tell you've got a theory.
Because it's such a frivolous thing, clothes, dressing, style. What is that when you should be happy to be alive? What is style or, makeup or something? And the good thing was that look good, feel better. We're doing the makeup, aspect of it and hair, but not for the bodies. So for people who've had, mastectomies, single or double, for example, or they've put on, weight or even lost weight due to the treatment, how do they reconnect with their bodies again?
Especially, I suppose, I understand that disassociation, if actually your body has been, trying to kill you, or really compromise your life, to learn to accept it in its new shape, potentially.
It's not easy.
No, and that's not even talking about the kind of the scarring or the physical reminders of that experience. I can imagine that learning to accept is hard enough, let alone loving and reconnecting and finding joy
Yes.
in
Yes,
those things.
exactly. So,
Okay.
and, I thought this would be somewhere because after, treatment, after any of these sort of experiences, people then go back to their lives,
Yeah.
as it were,
Yeah.
So you're either going back to work or you're going back to your business or you're just looking after your family. You still need to appear
Yeah.
to the public
Yeah.
somehow
Yeah.
in one shape or form. So how do you get them to that stage to understand or to begin to accept, really? Because I think it's all about sort of that body acceptance and empowerment that using the styling tools as well as, everything else.
Can I ask you a question? That time when you were crossing the road and the perception was these people were looking at you in admiration, in awe, right? At this woman who looks so put together and stylish and empowered. Did that marry up with what was going on internally for you? Because obviously you were just about to step into quite invasive treatment.
Yes.
Did that marry up?
In a way, although it's not something that I was fully conscious of, but it was just something I did because I love dressing up, number one. And I thought going through that experience and not knowing what the outcome would be, I was hopeful.
Yeah.
I was, prayerful. I was hopeful. I was doing everything that was humanly possible to ensure that I have a good outcome. Getting dressed or being sort of well put together was something that I think was part of my armor to enable me walk through
Yeah.
the experience courageously.
I find that really interesting, actually, because it is almost like armor, like you say, armor, not a disguise,
No,
but
no,
it can help us embody those feelings.
Yes, because when you not that particular moment one is feeling really good, but you get dressed. Well, I got dressed. I looked in the mirror. Fine. Again, as I said earlier, there was no sign of illness on me. That invincible, that sort of look, and that equipped me, I suppose.
Yeah.
So it's part of my tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
To move into. Well, I don't like using that word battle because I wasn't. I don't have the energy to battle with it. I'm not strong enough to battle in that sense with a disease. But it was just something that equipped me to
move through.
Move through. Yeah, just
I hear that.
Yeah,
and it's not dissimilar from as you referred back to look good, feel good. That those things actually, if we are looking good or feeling good, because those two are interconnected.
Exactly.
And they can have an impact. And also I think sometimes how we feel inside, if it can be represented outside. I think it's about which one can you do something about at any given point.
There you go.
Oh, I'm getting there, aren't I?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing, because when I spoke to I did contact them at that point to see if they could they would consider that, but it wasn't happening at that point. And I spoke to my oncologist about it. My surgeon, I was thinking, I asked, do you think this is a good idea? And they said yes. And eventually my surgeon introduced me to a lady who runs a platform that I actually support from time to time, called the Percy Health. So there's a one-stop platform. They have all manner of professionals, medical as well as social prescribing and all those sort of things. So I'm doing that. And speaking of the actual having the workshop for women who've been through breast cancer, which has now been taken on by Future Dreams House.
It's great.
So I do. So I do that there. How that came about, I think it was either 2020 or 2021. I got contacted by Look Good Feel Better to say they're actually now doing this. Would I, come on board? And I did a few sessions with them, and then Future Dreams decided they want, to do the different versions. So I went in there, and then we, along with other stylists, made a new version of it, and we're doing that now to this day. So it's really, and impact it has on the women when they come in and then leave, it's just enormous.
Yeah,
And it's
I
just
can really imagine.
fantastic, to see that somebody comes in looking quite, weighed down and beaten by their bodies and the disease, to then get to the stage where you step out and look at yourself in the mirror. I mean, and with that, we also talk about how they're feeling as well. So it's not just coming here. We're just talking about clothes, because it's much more than that. It's more of a psychological thing as well, because it's an inside out, which we're talking about inside out. So we want you to feel good on the inside. Then we'll sort of match the outside. So together,
Yeah.
it is I would say explosive in a positive way. Yes.
So the ladies that come to you, whether or not it's been prescribed through Future Dreams or otherwise, what are some of the things that you're seeing when people come to you? What kind of baggage or feelings are they coming with?
Yes, it varies. There are those who wanting to hark back to what they were like before,
Yeah.
feeling very, very displeased by the current physique,
Okay.
feeling let down, feeling completely unlike themselves.
Yeah, so they want to get back to something,
yes.
some semblance
So
within.
wanting to get back to the thing, or they can't fit into any clothes. The shapes have changed.
Yeah.
How do they get back there? The hair is, there's no hair, or hair is growing, or the hair is not like it was when
Yeah.
pre-treatment. And I think when the hair grows back, for those who've had chemotherapy, most people say the hair comes in curly and is perhaps a different color. But I think, the majority are the original hair color, because people who have dyed their hair for so long, they don't know what the
Yeah.
natural hair looks
Yes.
like or feels like. So if you've been chemically treating your hair for decades, then of course there's that. So there's this thing about the hair. The hair is short, or it's wiry, or it's curly, or it's XYZ, or it's gray. I mean, if you've taken into account the age, people start going gray from sometimes late 20s.
Yeah.
So if you have never seen your gray and then you come out in your natural thing, then that is another sort of bit of trauma for people.
And we don't talk about this. We don't talk about this,
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's all those areas.
Yeah.
And of course, there's, the fatigue as well, because I know from my experience, the fatigue took about 2 years to really, if not slightly more, to dissipate. So there's that fatigue. There's mobility challenges as well. So it's helping them to understand, the style of clothing to wear, so as not to feel. In fact, to empower them again, it's back to so it's dressing. So instead of, if you have mobility issues or neuropathy or things like that, then what's the point in wearing little buttons or things behind your back? Get things that make you feel great.
Yeah.
So we talk about things that in your wardrobe, for example, you open your wardrobe. What do you see in there? How does it make you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel about the wardrobe? And what do you want to gain from the workshop, for example? Some people are going back to work. Again, they're going back to the various bits of life. They want to get back to their old weight, be it up or down, sort of thing. And I've lost my sense of style, which is the thing. I don't know what to wear.
These are really open conversations that I would imagine lots of us have internally. And I'm interested in the amount of people actually reach out to go, I could do with some support here. I want to be around people that make me feel like I can, I'm proud of the body that I'm in.
Exactly.
I'm proud of the skin that I'm in. And so, what are some of the barriers for people to, because you talk about this openly. And so anybody that comes and encompasses you and kind of, experiences you as an individual will go, I feel safe within Nevo's space, But what about those poor, those people that, what are some barriers for people to?
Sometimes it's to do with the network. Okay, so their families or their friends tell them they should be happy to be alive. They
Yeah.
don't need, all that. Maybe spouses as well. Although some are empowered in a way that, well, I've gone through this, so I won't take any more. Sometimes, again, financial, so because if they haven't worked, if they're not in a privileged position financially, then, of course, that is quite a challenge for them to then go in to get new items. But as I say to them, you don't need to throw out everything in your wardrobe to get, you just need to get, key pieces, things like, color, for example, and the styles that suit the new shape will give you an instant boost. Lipstick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple
But
things.
these are confidence things, and I think it's about going where.
Is that understanding? Yes.
Do we have confidence to enable us in the first place, or do you get confidence from being in your space? Because you're right, if you don't have a supportive network and community, then that might be something that stops you being able to feel confident enough to try something new. Because that's what we're talking about.
And then there are people who feel that they're not good enough, they're not worthy.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's that. So there's a myriad reasons for people either putting up the barriers or the barriers being put up for them.
Yeah, okay.
So it's, not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough. Their body has let them down. They're not really that great. So those people had those isms pre-illness.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. And that's almost amplified.
Exactly. Exactly. So then with that, there is a lot of work to do. So that's why the one-to-one sessions, come in quite handy. With the workshop, as it, where we're doing general things. So we have the bit where we encourage them, where we speak about their feelings and having positive mindsets and finding ways of building resilience, which is something that I speak about a lot. And I talk about when I think it was during December 2020, I was doing a talk on resilience. So somebody wanted me to do something, a video for her. And during my research, I came across this term, post-traumatic growth.
Post-traumatic growth. I have never heard that.
Honestly, that lit my heart just opened.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've hung on to that.
Yeah.
And post-traumatic growth is not, people have many ways of the post-traumatic growth. They climb this, they climb that, they write several books, they do this, they do the other. It's not about doing big, grand things. It's setting up boundaries, putting up boundaries. It's understanding your life, yourself.
And what's important to you, your own values.
Exactly that. And managing people and managing expectations. And learning how to accept and obey your body.
Oh, you got to unpack that for me. Okay.
Because there's that bit where, I should be doing this. Why can't I do this? I can't even lift the kettle. No, you are tired. Sit down.
Okay, so listening.
Yes.
Okay.
And hearing and obeying, not just hearing and then trying to box through. We've talked about the courage to move through, but not powering through when your body is screaming for sleep or just to lie down. This is one of the things that I actually experienced, because after something happened to me after I was discharged from my radiotherapy, because I had a month-long radiotherapy. And when I got discharged, day one, I was so happy. I was excited because I didn't have to go to the hospital every day. Okay, so day one, yay. Day two, day three, suddenly my brain popped.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand it. I just had panics.
I know. Especially after a month worth of
continual
seeing
support. My medical professional.
And then you left.
And then I just sort of left high and dry. And thankfully, I had the presence of mind to contact the breast care team. And the person whom I spoke to there, what I said to her, I think something to this, this is how I've been feeling. Is this a thing or have I lost my mind? Okay. Because I felt I'd gone mad.
Yeah.
And she laughed. She says, no, it's fine. It's perfectly normal. I've been expecting you. You can come in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I was offered 3 sessions with a clinical psychologist, which I took
Okay.
very, very gladly. Yes,
Yeah,
because,
all right.
And that's what I say with that. I say to people, especially culturally, having sessions with a psychologist does not mean that you're mad.
Yeah. How easy? Okay. So as a woman of color, is that something that is a narrative attached
Yes,
with
because it's like, no, I've finished the treatments. I'm just soldiering on.
Soldier on, yeah.
Nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
I have to move. And then people around, even for both Caucasians and, Africans or blacks generally, there's that thing of, well, you finished your treatment. You're free. You're cured. So what now?
Okay.
Why are you talking about this? Why are you complaining about that? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Or, so if those people are not saying those things to you, and then individuals want to just, go on and forget this whole thing happened.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So when I had that experience, so I took this 3 sessions with a clinical psychologist, and then I said I wanted to see, I wanted to speak to people too who had experiences. That was when I got referred to Moving Forward and Hope. So Hope was Macmillan, Moving Forward was breast cancer, then breast cancer care. Attending those sessions, that was when it became clear to me also that, because I was the only black person there for the first few weeks, and then somebody came in. And I asked somebody, why is it that, because I knew of, black people who had been diagnosed with breast cancer, but why were there none here?
Yeah.
And I was told, oh, the community is hard to reach. I thought, and then quickly followed by, will you be ready to, or are you willing to share your story to do, we're trying to do a new version of the outreach. Would you be willing to share your story?
To increase
awareness,
visibility,
and
right.
would I be willing to share my story? And that was the birth of my story sharing.
Okay. How have you found sharing your story?
Very, very, very good, very freeing, because I said before, this story sharing business is not for everyone. Sharing is not for everybody, but everybody must see and must hear. Because with that, you would understand how to look out for yourself, how to advocate for yourself, how to do anything else that relates to your body and your life in general. I found the lump accidentally, but because I knew what my body felt like, I knew that was instinctively something odd. And I then, contacted the doctor and was told firstly that the doctors were fully booked, that I'd had to wait for a few weeks. And I said, I found a lump. Yes, this was a receptionist.
Yeah.
I mean, because I hadn't disclosed that. I said, I found a lump. And then she said, come in, wait. When they finished with the patients, then whoever was available will see you. So that's what I said to, when I do this talk and I give this story. So number one, of feeling the lump accidentally, and not in the position I would have been in had I been checking. That is the most scariest thing.
Yeah, so it's total accident.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would check normally, but at that
not there.
No. And I wasn't in the position, because I would have been upright or just lying down, maybe. So exactly. And so when I start the story and I said, that is the lesson number one, know your body, stand in front of the mirror naked, look at yourself. Even if you flinch initially.
Do you know what? It surprises me. Right. But it surprises me how many people don't.
No, they don't.
And I'll be honest, I didn't. I was 35 when I was first diagnosed, and I didn't think it was a thing for me. I thought, you're young. Well, when you're a bit older or whatever. And I speak to a lot of my peers, and actually we don't check.
Yeah.
Or I think there's more.
Just the casual running around.
That's it. I don't really know how to check. I'm not really sure what I'm checking for. So, but actually, I think, from my perspective, maybe because world's changed, my work, the cancer world is in front of me. So, I see more kind of campaigning towards, checking than I did previously, I think. Yeah.
Oh, there's been more since, because from 2012, now we're 25.
Yeah.
So for the past maybe 7 or so years,
Yeah.
it's been really
Yeah.
sort of
So what
ramped up
changes
more.
have you seen since 2020? Since 2012
Yeah.
to now?
I think there's more campaign, there's more talks, there's more, my community, they're talking more, not enough still. The South Asian community is talking, again, still small steps. And I think the Jewish community as well.
Yeah.
Yes. And so there's been more people talking, more.
Within communities who traditionally maybe wouldn't have,
Yes.
for lots of reasons. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So everyone is more or less. Well, I mean, I say that there's still people who are resistant, who are in denial.
Well, in denial
In
of.
terms of, this doesn't happen. Oh, if I'm looking for it, I am fishing for it.
Okay.
I'm calling it.
Yeah. Where does that come from, do you think?
I think it's part cultural, part religion, especially with the Christianity, for example, especially Pentecostal, side of it. Hopefully, it's changing now because I haven't been to Pentecostal church in a while. I'm in a different church. It's God will not give you cancer. You haven't. I've heard from people you haven't prayed enough. You haven't prayed hard enough. You have not fasted. You have not prayed. You haven't done the good things. You have done something there, or other sort of cultural traditional things. Your forefathers or whoever has done something, and the cycle has been returned. Karma, sort of thing, and it's not our thing, and that is not our thing. I think is also because during the media campaigns, the charity campaigns,
Yeah.
the faces we see are white faces.
Yeah.
Okay, so if all the time there's a campaign or fundraising or awareness, all I see or all non-white people see is white people, then it's not ours.
Right. It is not going to happen to us.
No.
Yeah.
Because it only happens to white people.
That's why the work, the Black Women Rising and
Exactly
different
that.
campaigns, different
Exactly.
organisations are doing
Exactly.
to really
Exactly.
vital.
Exactly. So I came across Leanne online, and then in 2017, 16, 17, thereabouts. That was how when we met online, and then met her when she did her the first portrait exhibition. Yes. And then we've been connected. So I'm a former Black Women Rising ambassador.
Okay.
So I think with the first cohorts.
Okay.
So it's those sort of thinking. It's not ours. It's not that. So I share my story now, and when I signed up to the various charities and agreed to be a media volunteer, because I'm a media volunteer for Cancer Research UK, so there's a few bits and bobs out there, and it's like you have to use the people who are there, because sometimes some places you sign up for ages and nothing is happening, but yet campaigns are going on.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So So it's all those sort of things. So it's that thing when I speak is know what your body looks like. So stand in the mirror, look at it. We have showers every day or every other day, depending on people, and you moisturize or you soap yourself. So you feel yourself when you're touching yourself. Yeah. It's not people. Sometimes I've been in a situation where I spoke about checking and everything, and you have people giggling like teenagers. No, there's nothing erotic about it.
Yeah.
This is just.
Do you get that?
It's crazy.
Wow.
General people.
Really people embarrassed about actually.
Yes.
Gosh. Well.
When I say check yourself, check your partner, check your whoever, because you know what the bodies feel like.
Yeah, and if you haven't though, if you have not thought that it was for me, if for whatever reason, age, community, religion, whatever it is, if you don't think it's for you, then then why would you?
Why would you?
Why would you also bring your partner or somebody else into that to check as well?
Yeah,
it's silly because it can't be me.
Exactly.
But actually, the importance of talking about it and therefore acting upon it.
Exactly that. And then when I say that, look at your body, feel it, know what it looks like, know what it feels like. And then the second bit where I contacted my surgery and was told there was no availability until 2 weeks' time. Be assertive, state your case. not aggressive, just say, this is what I found.
Yeah.
And that was why
Well, that's really advocating for yourself. And we talk about this at a time where potentially we might feel quite vulnerable because we're entering into a world that's unknown.
Yeah.
To keep that clarity and of communication and being able to stand tall and go, no, hang on, this is what we need. You know, that's
It's
not always easy.
Exactly. It's not easy, but because when I felt that lump, I thought, oh God, you know, this, because it's something that wasn't there. And I had to have it seen. Okay, so it's that advocating for yourself. And then the third bit was when, after my radiotherapy, when what I say, the gremlins came to play, I had the presence of mind to contact my breast care team. And so that lesson there is seek help, accept help when it's offered.
These are quite, these are all real active. Yeah, and it comes back to that empowerment. You've got to take ownership.
Exactly.
On some of this.
Exactly. Because if you don't do that, who is going to do it for you? No one is a mind reader. Okay. In as much as we want to think that people who know us well can read our mind, we are now matured human beings. We should know that mind reading is.
And you coming out of Warren Street Station, nobody would have known that you even had gremlins.
Exactly.
You know, I would have looked at you and think, movie set.
So but the kind of things going on in the mind is like, oh my God, because it's hard enough without diagnosis of cancer and treatment. The things that we fight every day. Then you add that to it, of course. I mean, it's
a minefield.
Yeah. So is that know what you look like, know what you feel like. Advocate for us, be assertive, seek help, accept help.
Yeah.
Going past that, keep good people around you.
Yeah, you're vital.
Yes. We don't want any drama queens. We don't want any troublemakers. And anyone who gives you, drama or stress, keep them, either stay away from them or keep them at arm's length. I mean, and they could include family members too.
And that's hard.
But so those ones, as and when you have to see them, but mind yourself and in how you deal with them, how you allow them into to destabilize your mind.
Yeah, I like that. How you allow them to destabilize your mind.
You're like, no, we don't want that, and being in that's also the part of building resilience, isn't it?
It's those boundaries you were talking about, those quiet acts of courage.
Exactly.
That they don't have to be climbing a mountain.
Exactly.
They are about saying, I need to stand up for myself, or I need to actively check, even though for whatever reason I might not want to. And it's just those small things that you have to do when no one's watching, really, that really build that resilience.
Exactly.
You are one of the most positive humans I've ever met. You really are.
Oh, thank you.
And I can imagine anybody that has the privilege of working with you and speaking with you, you've got very infectious energy that I think also, helps others. It empowers others because you're talking role model for positivity and body positivity and ownership. And you haven't come without your struggles, and I think that's the thing that you have walked through those things. You've come out on the other side.
Thank you for saying that.
You're so welcome.
I mean, I've always, and I think, I don't know, maybe this sort of energy comes from me being the last born and the only girl. So I'm still in my mind, I'm still a little girl.
Yeah, fine. That's fine. If that's
I think
I think there's more opportunity to play if you can have fun, and that comes across in
I think that
that
playfulness.
Yes. Yeah, and taking a risk and being brave and doing those things.
Yes.
Nevo, thank you.
Oh,
It's been a really great conversation. I knew it was going to be. And I'm not convinced on your biscuits. If truth be told, I mean,
my crackers.
Yeah,
You don't like the beetroot. Is it the beetroot or is it because it's too crackly?
I think.
Is it too noisy?
I think crackly. But I thank you for bringing them.
You're very, very welcome. You're very welcome. And thank you for having me.
Cups and Courage shares honest, personal stories of people affected by breast cancer. The views you hear are those of the guests and host and don't replace medical advice. If you're concerned about your health, please speak to a doctor or healthcare team. Cups and Courage, the podcast.